Hey, I just wanted to give a little bit of context to the new videos that are coming up that are stretching handstands with the often background audio flow with it. So I I don't know how it's being received. Honestly, it just feels like I finally stepped into the fullness of my divine identity, and it has been years and years coming. And years of battling different fear of man things, I guess, as well as also just not wanting to share something that was so dear to my life. So, it's interesting to see the different dynamics come together. And I did not know how they would all come together years ago. So I've been doing all of these things independently of one another, and just kind of following the nudge, I guess, of the different attributes, the different elements of it. So, like with the flows, with the audios, I just, for many years, especially once I started really digging in the word and seeking the creator and seeking his knowledge and his heart, and just wanting to know, I'm like, I want to know the truth. So for years, I would, as I'm doing that, I would start getting these downloads, and this information would start flooding into my mind, and I would feel the nudge to record it, which then, of course, I'm like, there's that voice that's like, are you so self-absorbed? You think you're important? You think you need to record? Like, what are you going to do with this? And I really was self-conscious and wasn't even sure if what I was hearing was important or right or any of that. And so there were years where I would just upload the audio with just like a still photo of the seed, soil, water. If you scroll way back in my channel, you'll see audios with just like no picture, not me, I'm not my face, and I'm just recording what I'm hearing. And it was really scary to me because, like most people, I had fear of man, where I was like, I don't know what this is gonna be, how it's gonna be taken, but I felt like it was what I was supposed to be doing, so I did that, and I also really take it seriously to not mislead people. So there was also that fear. I'm like, what if I'm wrong? What if I don't know? And that whole fear. And I realized so much of that is wrapped up in pride. And so then I felt like compelled to share anyway, even though my fear was that, what if I could be wrong about something? And one of my mentors, who's really, a brilliant person, and he's my wise counsel, one of the people that I seek wise counsel from, he was saying, like, these can be for people in time where they're at in their journey. So it encouraged me to keep going. And then I was in a car accident. That was probably the main issue that created a lot of back pain for myself. And also that, in conjunction with having so many jobs where I just sat and think about how much time we sit. We sit in school, then we sit in the car, then we sit at a desk, and we just sit. So probably the car accident exacerbated what's already an issue for all of us. When we think about I don't think our bodies were designed to sit as for how many hours we all sit, and then we sit on the couch, and then we sit, and then we sit, and then we sit. Like, before furniture and cars were created, people sat on the floor, and even in some cultures still they sit on the floor. And we perceive that in Western culture to be like less than, but it's really probably more than, for our body to not be just in that seated position with our hips bent and our legs at 90. Really, it's better for our bodies to not be doing that. So naturally, once again, over the past several years, like 5 or more years, I just naturally started trying to heal my body through movement and stretch what felt like it needed stretching. And I really did this just intuitively with herb support. And I was just seeking healing and good health and wholeness for my body. I used to struggle really bad with painful cycles. I mean, when I say painful cycles, that's the understatement of the century. It was like debilitating every single month, rolling around in the bed, just waiting and waiting for the time to pass. And I believe part of that was spiritual. So there's something about that that I can share more later. But the point is, walking through that season led me into where we are now. And so just recently, the audio flows and the body flows, and my also love for making videos just kind of all collided. And it was like this light bulb moment. I didn't plan this. I'm not, so narcissistic that I want to see myself on the video. This has been years and years of tug of war of me not wanting to share. Also, the stretching time and the headstands and that's my worship time. That's time that has been so intimately close to my heart, and it's intimate time with my Creator. And so for years, I knew that He was leading me in this direction, but I didn't want to give this away. I didn't want to give this to people. I wanted this to be just His and my thing together. And it was so intimate. I couldn't imagine bringing other people into it. And there's just something about like the season, just the time came. Certain experiences grew me up into the person that was able, ready, and willing, and just bold enough, I guess, to share this, to give it away. It's an offering. It's not for me, it's for others. I believe that there's healing to be had, and that I learned a lot of like handstand, headstand stuff from watching other people. And so like it's like sometimes things you can't be taught or explained. Sometimes you just need to see it done in front of you. And it gives concepts and context and ideas to how to work with your body. So that's the other thing, is I'm doing it for people who maybe are so disconnected from their temple, from their vessel, that they don't even think about how to spend time nurturing their temple, their vessel. And it's just what I've been called to do. So and a part of taking up my cross is totally allowing it to be what it is. And I really, truly, finally don't care like if you understand or not. Like if you understand that this is what I've been called to do and to bring. And honestly, maybe that's because I see now what value there is. I don't know how I finally arrived at realizing there's value here. It may have just been the timing of the season, and that's all there is to it. But I finally was like evolved enough, purified enough, revelated enough, elevated enough finally to see like, wait, this is actually something that's valuable for those who it's for. And also, most of all, I'm being myself doing it, and I'm being myself sharing, and I'm being myself. And I think there's no greater gift or experience than just finding the way that you are yourself and getting to be that all the time. And because of how weird the things are that I do, like, first of all, I sit and I talk, and I'm like flowing ideas. So it's not really like conversational. It's like I'm like downloading as I'm speaking, and it's just coming to me. It's not really something that you sit and do in a crowd, because it's so rude for me to just sit and monopolize the conversation with a download. Who wants to, you know what I'm saying? Like when you're sitting socializing, you volley back and forth. So that's another thing where I'm like, this is weird. How do I be myself without being rude in public? And then another thing is like, I want to do headstands and handstands and stretch my body. It's bizarre in public currently. Unfortunately, it shouldn't be. Maybe I'm just in the wrong circle group, but like I grew up in a group of people that it's weird to sit there and like touch your body, and also things have happened to me since like becoming myself, where I drew attention that I didn't want. And it was just like the light attracts the moths. sometimes. So then it's like, how do I be myself and share what I'm here to share while also not attracting like attention? If I'm out in public and I just randomly start doing headstands and handstands, people look. It's not their fault. It's just because it's interesting when you see somebody go upside down and you're like, huh, whoa, look at that. That's cool. Like, not everybody does that all the time. That's cool. But see, I don't always want that attention in public. Like, I'm not always out in public trying to be like, look at me, I am the headstand girl, you know, or the handstand or whatever. Like, I'm randomly stretching my body. Like, and so I've battled that like for years and wrestling with like, how do I be myself? But also it's weird, and like it could be totally considered like weird, narcissistic, antisocial behavior to be myself. And I don't want to be so inconsiderate when I'm like in a room with people and be like, I don't really want to talk to you. I'm just going to flow revelation at your face. Like, weird, right? So anyway, that's how we're here. If it brings value, awesome. If it doesn't, whatever. Like, I believe that I'm just doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm being myself, and it was a weird road to get here. And so anyway, I just wanted to give that little brief explanation about this because it's bizarre, and this is who I am. Take it or leave it, and be blessed, be well, be free.